Hello everyone. I thought I'd check in on 6205 to see how you're going and also to offer some advice on the assessment items for the course. So there are 3 assessment items for the course. The first is basically a summary in PowerPoint form, which tells me a little bit about you as a person and a professional, and in which you need to identify a course or a series of lessons or a unit of work that you would like to revise in some way using what you've learnt in this course. So for your first assignment, you really need to think quite deeply about a course you've taught or something you've planned in the past in terms of curriculum that you think could be improved. Now, if I sit back and reflect on what I think can be improved in terms of the courses that I've actually taught, well, I could probably highlight or think about 3 things, courses or parts of courses that I think could be improved, and I could reflect on why that's the case. So for the first assignment, sit back, have a cup of tea and have a deep think about something you've taught that maybe didn't quite work out as well as you thought, that you didn't think engaged the students quite as much as you would have liked it, that you thought had interruptions to the scope and the sequence of the lessons, and that you can highlight or emphasise, that you might highlight or emphasise places in that course that could be, or unit of work that could be improved. Now that'll take some thought for you to do that. So select one unit of work or set of lessons or course that you would like improved. Explain what that course is about for assignment 1. Explain what worked and what didn't and what you'd like to improve, and make a couple of links to the readings, so some ideas from the readings. Now, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to use all the readings, just make sure that you've picked really interesting ideas in the reading and how they might inform the way you think about redesigning your curriculum. So it's a pretty brief assignment 1, but it takes a lot of thought before you write it, in terms of identifying something you'd like to improve, a course you'd like to improve, a series of lessons you'd like to improve, why you'd like to improve it, how you'd like to improve it, and some links to the theory. So that's great. We're on our way with assignment 1. Now in assignment 2, you'll be actually learning about curriculum design using a couple of frameworks we're going to give you with some templates, and you're going to practice improving curriculum through a design process. And so you'll take the unit of work or the set of lessons or the course that you've identified in assignment 1 and then work to improve it through a design process using the readings, the course material and the templates in module 2. And assignment 2 is about that. It's actually about taking what you've identified in assignment 1 and improving it in assignment 2 by using the theory that we offer you. And then for assignment 3, which is module 3, I would suggest that you take the area or the content area or the curriculum design area you're interested in that you've identified in assignment 1 and 2, and you take a deep dive into that. So for example, if in assignment 1 you'd identified that you'd developed a course on the history of trade unions, for instance, in the Australian context, you're going to teach that. However, there was a part of the course that didn't quite work out well. Your learners weren't very engaged in that part of the course, so you've decided to redesign that. Then you might think about history and history methods and ways of teaching history that are interesting and engaging, and be able to put that into assignment 2. Then for assignment 3, you could actually take a deep dive into the way history curriculum is designed historically and in terms of contemporary practice. So you might like to look at the way other people have taught the history of the labour movement or trade union movement. You might want to look at historical methods and how you teach those, what that involves for particular learners that you're interested in, and you would go into the peer-reviewed literature to look at that. So you'll go into the databases in the library and do some searching. We're going to help you with that and actually take a deep dive into understanding curriculum design based on assignment 1 and 2, or the topic of assignment 1 and 2. So what you should be doing is building up levels, kind of levels of knowledge or depth of knowledge. So you start off with an idea about what you want to improve and why, linking it to theory. You actually design a curriculum to improve it in Module 2 and then in Assignment 2. And then in Module 3, Assignment 3, you're going to actually find out a little bit more about that topic, about that area of curriculum and the design of that and the pedagogy related to it. So I hope this gives you some ideas about how you might go forward through the modules and how the assessment items can link together to create a really deep understanding of curriculum in an area that you're interested in. So make sure you pick something you're really passionate about, you're interested in, you want to find something you want to find more about. So by the time that you finish this course, you should have a really deep understanding not only of ways of redesigning curriculum, but also a content area and curriculum design in relation to that content area that builds on your current interests and practice. So until next time, remember you can always post questions on discussion board or email me. I'm happy to help and always provide feedback.